What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Bullets, Barbells, and Barbecue. I'm your host, Brett. Chris is not here today. I got Matt, Deuce. I got Tanner, the head. We have our show partners, Elite Nutrition Omaha. Check them out at elitenutritionomaha.com. Use code B3 at checkout, or you can go to the store and yell B3.
Get a free shaker.
We got Rosewood Block. They make the best cutting boards in barbecue. Check them out at rosewoodblock.com. Use code B3 at checkout for 10% off there as well.
Very professional.
I really hit that intro well. I know.
It's really come a long way.
Wow. Good. It's like, fuck.
But Chris isn't here. We got better people though. So we got Dr. Drew is here. We got the GOAT. Ed is here.
Hi.
You're gonna have to be close to the mic.
We got to get up in it. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah. That's usually my mic.
We got these guys in town. We have
strong now.
the fifth Coan Classic this weekend.
Very cool.
It's very cool. It's always a great meet. It's always good competition.
Yeah, everyone has fun.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll give away some money, which
No
is always
dicks
cool.
allowed.
What's that?
No dicks allowed in the contest.
Yeah.
We've never had a problem.
No, I don't think we've ever had.
No.
We've never
I
kicked
like the
anybody
number
out.
of like new people who do it. Like there were like 4 or 5 that we weighed in this morning. Like this was either the first one or like their first real one. And like I'm super nervous. I'm like, you should be. Ed's super judgy.
As in head judge. Head judge.
It's not a lie.
It kind of it ruins people, you know, this meet, because you come to the meet and it's so well organized and so well run. I've gone to a couple really bad ones recently, and it's just well done.
Yeah, nobody ever seems, I mean, even though they want to make these lifts, nobody ever seems so stressed out in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, and I think you being the head judge, I think people get nervous, but then you're always giving pointers.
Right.
Just got to be nice.
And then we throw in one USAPL judge in there to make us legit.
Yes. so you know it's being judged right.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a bastard when it comes to judging anyways.
Yeah, when we put them on the side so you get that USAPL depth.
Oh, yeah.
But even then, I think it's always been pretty clean.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Always
really cool.
very.
Like, I like the warm-up room's cool because you have so many people who like have experience and like just really enjoy lifting, that if someone's like they see someone doing something, like they can give them a cue to like help out. Like everyone
You
back
guys
there
are
is gonna
running around all the
support
time coaching people
to
the whole
like help
time.
them out, and it's just like we just like everyone back there just wants you to have like the best meet you can, do the best you can, and like yeah, there's money and like you can win and stuff like that, but it's really just the support of the meet. Like what I think these meets should be is like everyone's just having a fucking good time doing
But
it. But
it's just runs from the concept of what how the gym is run anyways.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, it's a best warm up area that I've seen have it.
for sure.
It's not even close.
Hands down.
Well, and I think that was my big thing is I wanted people back there to help people, but then also organize the warm-up room. Because normally you go to a meet and the warm-up room is like
just a fuck show.
just a clusterfuck. But I think that what we try to do here is what all of us grew up lifting. Was like the camaraderie of it. Now it's just you get so many people that are like every man for themselves. Like, hey, can I work in with you? Well, no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You got lifters for lifters here.
Yeah, everybody's out to help. You know, we use calibrated pound plates because it's America, so we don't have the kilo crew. You know, so that always helps.
Fucking conversion papers on there.
I know. I think people are kind of weirded out when they come to weigh in. Sometimes you tell them pounds, and they're like, "Well, I had it in kilos, so do I write like 402?" And I was like,
No.
Yeah, America, you write 400 or 405, whichever one you want is what you're going to get."
You know, if you don't have more than 2 plates on the bar, you really shouldn't be lifting with kilos anyways.
Well, let's talk about the real one.
That's a good standard.
This year for the anniversary, we're using a stiff bar all the way through,
Nice.
and that has
nice.
scared a few people. And you and I talked about this before the meet, and you just said those people are pussies.
Yeah, if you want to lift, you want to lift. It's like when people ask what the prize money is. We lifted with no prize money because we loved it. Mm-hmm. You're going to do it anyways.
Right.
What the hell do you care?
Yeah, and I mean we give prize money to 6 people.
Yeah.
Everyone else is here for fun.
And they have a riot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good time. We got good food.
Usually the biggest battle is usually the ladies. And they're all laughing and cheering for each other, which
and
is
they're like supporting each other.
Yeah.
And just like
Well,
get
they
after it.
usually there's some ceremonial tequila shots before the last deadlifts.
oh, I
As
like
there
that.
should be.
Yeah,
Not for me, but I'll buy the shots.
yeah. But what about Drew? What do you got going on?
Like in my life?
Well, I don't
Drew,
know.
tell us
In your
the story
pants
about
right
that
now.
picture you put up on your
Oh, yeah.
social media where you flipped
that?
over the back of your lazy boy and just decided, well, I don't want to get up. I'll just do
I
some work
totally
from
get
here.
it.
Yeah, Matt, you're the only one who's not judging me on that.
Yeah, like,
I used to have one of those video chairs, that was curved, and mine would always fall back, and you just lay there and keep going.
Okay. So this is not the first time it's happened, and I'm just sitting there on my phone, And I'm so fat that if I lift my hands too high, the weight gets off. And so I fell there, and I was like, it took the pressure off my back, and it felt really good.
Because your legs were up?
Yeah, my legs were up, and I was like, and Stacy's my wife's out walking around and things like that, and she finally noticed it and took a video of it, and I was playing a game on my phone. There was no weight. There's no point in freaking out about it.
That made my day though.
Yeah, I'm glad you liked it. Yeah.
I thought for sure one of the dogs jumped on you and just took you down.
No,
a little
it was
top heavy over there?
It was my own fault. I've done it before, and I also think I've laid there before for a while. So
Yeah, it's nice. Probably like that, some of the spinal decompression. Just
yeah, I kind of tweaked something in my back earlier doing some RDLs, so it was nice.
What do you do after your squat? Oh, I just fall back on my lazy boy and hang there
I've
for a
got this
while.
recliner that falls backwards.
Yeah.
So I've been thinking about yoga.
I invented
or
this
just,
new thing.
Getting into that chair, and the chair's working.
Yeah. You don't need one of those inversion tables.
All right, let's get to some meat and potatoes.
Yeah, speaking of elders, like Matt was kind of talking about some stuff with your training as you're eldering.
Yeah. So we've been, at least like for myself, as I've become a little more aged and I have a little more miles on my body, I'm looking more about how do I keep doing this shit longer? Not like different kinds of training, but like staying active, staying healthy, being able to do daily tasks that don't just fucking crush me. And so like I've kind of come to some realizations, but I think wanted to kind of get your view on like stuff that you've changed as you've gone on, because you're still very active, you're still training, you're still lifting, but I imagine it's not quite the same as it was. So like what kind of things are you looking at now?
If I tried to do that, because then you'd realize you can't, and you take a hit to your own ego that you still have. So as long as I can do a movement, the purity of the movement with no pain, I know I can put some effort in, but the effort is more worth than the amount of weight. Does that make sense? So I'm not used to, I don't need to do a cycle where I'm going to be squatting 650 for reps. I need to do a training cycle where I'm squatting 450 for more reps with really, really good technique.
Yeah.
And that's all I need. Because if you could do, actually, Sebastian Oreb, the Australian strength coach, he said something that made perfect sense. If you could do any exercise, full range, with no pain, it's therapy. And that's what I try to live by.
Yeah.
My shoulders are just getting back in shape. It took about a year after all the stem cells, but like I can do like 135 for reps with no pain and feel it in my chest. It's like, oh, this is so good. I know I can go up now. But I don't want to do 400 for reps. I just want to do feel good and look good enough so I can lie to everyone else about what I don't lift. But parts of my body are really, really strong still. But the parts that aren't, you'll find them when you try to go too heavy. Your body will say no, and it's going to hurt.
Yeah.
So I don't want to get to that point.
Are there either like, I guess, exercise, are there things that you have added over the past, 10 years or so that you like before you never would have really considered?
More stuff with scapular attraction and any more back stuff. And that was on the advice of Andrew Locke.
Okay, like more back stuff. Is that more like lifts or like more mobility, or what are you doing?
Well, if you, like I said, if you could do the lift properly and you stretch and you pull back, it's therapy. So yeah, more that.
So you're talking like a row with like a full stretch.
Oh yeah,
and then come back like
Okay. I do some little like another weird different row now. So you'll get on like a chest supported row, and you'll get as high as you can up on it. You put one hand underneath and hold on, and you do one arm rows that way with the dumbbell, this way, not palm in, but palm facing down, and keep your elbow out. And it's made my back feel way better than ever before. Like after I do those, I have a great posture and I feel it in my lats again because it's like a new exercise for me. So I try to do stuff what I try to do is I try to do a version of the lifts that are harder than they normally would be, so I don't have to use as much weight.
Like perfection over weight.
Yeah, but it takes my old ego out of it, where I don't have to try to live up to anything.
Because in order to do, if your standard is now like perfect form, you can't do the weight and hit that form. So
there's no way.
Your standard's no longer like the max weight I can do. Your standard is the movement.
Especially
pattern.
after all the years of all the wear and tear on my body.
Yeah.
But look, Doc, do you wear glasses? Do you ever have carpal tunnel?
Yes.
If you try to be the best at anything you can possibly do, your computer reading, typing, there's going to be repercussions down the line.
Right.
So just do epic shit before you're done. That's all you need to do. Then you can be proud of what you did and say, well, I'm this way for a reason, not for no reason.
Right. Yeah, I wasn't just a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Ended up
Oh,
this
my
way
knees
from
hurt
neglect.
because why? Because you never did anything.
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
You know, we were talking about rows. I think rows is weirdly, outside of your main lifts, I think is one of the most half-assed abused lifts because it's like an ego lift. You see very few
Dumbbell
people.
rows.
Oh, jerking with their body.
Yeah.
Well, and like, or half ranges.
Yeah.
Like I've always looked at the old V-bar rows. And when they're using plates, well, you don't actually get any kind of full motion
Yeah, all
out
you
of
see is
those.
a little arm movement.
Yeah, I'm like,
Whole
that's more of a bicep.
bump almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's so abused, and I think it's probably what leads to, like, if you keep doing that shoulder issues because there's not really a balance.
Where do you put the bar when you squat? On your back. What do you lay on that gives you stability in the bench? Your back. What do you pull with the most in your deadlift? Your back. Look, if you have a knee injury, you can get around. You've had knee injuries. If you have a shoulder injury, you can get around. If you have a back injury in your lower
fucked.
back, you're fucked.
Yeah, life
So
becomes way
make
worse.
your back as resilient as possible. So, there's nothing wrong with being strong.
Yes. Speaking of strong, like when you were kind of getting towards the end of competition, I think
Look at
it's
him trying to be so polite.
no, I think it's a hard one for people like even us who are kind of some washed up never was bens. But as far as how do you decide when to stop lifting heavy or chase it that same way? Still
I
maybe
knew
lift
I couldn't
heavy.
get better. I knew I couldn't lift more than I did before.
Was that like
And
was that a hard day?
No, it was easy as hell. Because I knew it. It was just, okay, this is the end. That's it. I got to figure some other ways to train.
So where did you take your training from there then? Did you start going to more of like
I just went lighter and tried to put in effort. Because then I knew I couldn't live up to who I used to be. So why try?
Yeah.
You keep chasing that, you end up looking like some old has-been it's pitiful.
it's like the creepy old guy at the bar.
Yeah, or it's like some of the
like you were looking
the
at me.
old-time boxers that try to come back that look horrible.
Speaking of that, what do you think's gonna happen with Tyson and Jake Paul?
I hope he kills him in 10 seconds.
Which one?
I hope Tyson kills him.
I don't know. Every time I read different, like I think it's people are 50-50
The
on what
kid can fight,
Yeah.
but if it goes longer, then Tyson might have a problem because of the endurance factor. But if he comes out and just like trying to kill him, he's going to hurt him really bad because
I
the
was gonna
kid's
say
going to
that like
crying.
aggression and fury the first couple rounds is going to be something that's
Like his
hard for Paul
line,
to
everyone's
replicate.
got a plan until they get punched.
Yeah, it's a weird deal. It's kind of a win-win in my opinion, for Paul, but for Tyson, it's either win or lose. Like you,
He's got to win.
yeah. I mean, you can play. He's not an excuse guy, so
He's got to win by a knockout really, really quick and hurt the kid. Roy Jones came out and said, when they did that little exhibition when they both weren't even in shape, he said, when I got hit by Mike Tyson fucking in the arm, it hurt really bad.
He's still the scariest man alive.
Yeah.
That he still is. I don't care how old he is.
So if he comes at that kid and that kid can't run away, he's in a lot of trouble.
I think he's got to prevent Tyson from getting close to him because when Tyson gets close and does that wind-up
He's
thing
got
he
like
does,
that little cock back.
Even the best in the world end up getting caught in the corner with him. So, I mean, he's the best ever because of,
I think if I was Paul, I would try not to hit him too hard at the beginning because if
Like not make him mad.
yeah, don't piss him off.
don't
Don't piss
upset
him
him.
off when he's got full energy. Well, wait if you wear him down a little bit. You piss him off right away, you might be done.
yeah,
I think he's just got to go at him as fast as he can and move.
Yeah,
and
just Tyson just abused him.
stick and move, the old thing. Though I'm not a boxer. I'll have to ask a boxer what they think.
I asked Drew what he thought. Dober, he doesn't think it looks good for Tyson.
Really?
Yeah, he thinks that Logan Paul.
The kid can fight.
Yeah,
The
I
kid
think
can
Paul's
fight
gonna
better than people think.
Yeah. It's that old thing. Like, I remember when Ronda Rousey was coming back, and I was talking to Drew, and I was like, she looks pretty good. He goes, everybody looks good, spar in a bag. And then she got, Amanda Nunes knocked her out, and I was like, well, you're good point. I mean, everybody looks good at that point. But, so as far as when you're talking about your squatting, are you squatting again?
Yeah.
Just safety squat bar?
No, I'm using a Rogue Buffalo bar, and I can just about get underneath it with my shoulders, but I'm not forcing it. So I'll go as close as I can and then hold on to some straps. But it feels like a regular squat because I'm feeling it in my butt and legs again, like I didn't used to.
Oh, that's got like a real camber to it, doesn't it? It's a pretty decent camber.
It's
on
a
the
really
rubber.
nice bar.
Yeah. Because you were safety squatting before, right?
Yeah, safety squatting and a giant cambered bar is kind of cool.
Yeah, those are nice. Mm-hmm. It was like a bully bar.
I don't know.
That one from West Side, like the West Side style one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I'll hold it down here because it makes it shake more. So then I can't use as much weight because it helps my stability. And that's what I want all around because I got fake hips.
Mm-hmm. But the one you got while you were still competing, didn't you? Or were you done when you got the first one?
No, I was done when I got the first one. But I did like that guest thing when they asked me over in Australia to do one squat. Mm-hmm. So I did 660.
I'm still over 600 pounds.
I could have done 750 that day, but Haggard kind of stopped me.
You should have totally done it.
No, I don't need to get hurt.
What about you deadlifting?
Not that much right now. I'm letting my first hip replacement, I'm letting that calm down because that caused a little shift in my leg. So in my foot, so in my gait where it breaks out. So my hip breaks out. So it was getting inflamed in there a little bit and was messing with my deadlift. When I go to try to pull, that tissue would already be so tight that I couldn't get my leg to push because it was just painful. So I just started doing like a high rep hyperextension cycle with weight, and I'll just keep moving up till I can do 150 pounds for 20 something reps or something.
And I talked to you a little bit. We had Steffi Coan working with you.
Yes.
She's coming back.
She's gonna. We're gonna see. First, we're kind of doing a old school base building program. We're calling it, and everything will be under her new Revive method. And then we're gonna progress from there to a different cycle, and then after that, then we meet and we kind of make up a new age cycle that we both like, the things we like and don't like about. How each other might train, what could get her to a certain point. That'll be part of the new Revive method.
What's her competition plan? Does she have a date on it?
No, there is no. It's just let's get in shape to get in shape.
So is it like her way and then your way and then
It'll be my way first.
Okay.
And then it'll be my way again. And then it'll be our way.
That's pretty cool.
But she's really smart and she's unbelievably athletic. Because you can see all the stuff she can do. Mm-hmm. So she adapts really quick. You don't have to tell her twice. Anybody that's a doctor of any sort is very, very analytical. So when you tell them something, they pick up something really quick. They can go in their mind and see it and make it work in their body. Am I right, Doc?
I never got that vibe from you.
No, you don't get that?
Always a little slow to the party.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. That's cool. I think she's great to watch. Like just super impressive.
I mean, her boxing wasn't as impressive as her powerlifting
Well,
was.
she got a lot better at the end because you saw her last fight where she stepped in and knocked the girl out.
Oh.
I did so, yeah.
Yeah, before I think she wasn't a fighter at the beginning. She was never in fights. Mm-hmm. And a lot of those people have taken a million hits and been in fights since they've been kids boxing. So they know what it's like. They run after it. Her athleticism got her through.
Yeah.
And being in shape. I don't think you could get her tired. But her last fight, you saw her step up, and she stepped in and knocked the shit out of the girl, which is a really good shot, which is hard because she's 5 foot tall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You guys are about ready to catch up because with your shrinkage, you're probably catching up, aren't you?
That's only after a cold shower.
What do you got? What are you doing nutrition wise? You still doing some vertical diet stuff?
A little more vertical and try to stay away from some shit. My only problem is I don't move as much, so I'm going to move more, take some more walks. I'll put a treadmill in the house.
What, you just gave up on it or what, just not moving?
No, I just give up on myself. It's easier to stay on the couch and watch TV.
Fuck yeah, it is. It's great.
It's like, oh, I'm not eating bad. Well, it doesn't matter if you're a lazy piece of crap.
Still got to walk.
Right. Yeah, that's the one
And
thing.
it's weird because it sucks to start, but then the endorphins kick in and all of a sudden it feels fucking great. And you do it for a week and you look in the mirror, it's like, hey, I look better already. But then you got the bullshit pussy part of you that tries to kick in again.
Yeah.
So you got to just beat it.
That couch is pretty comfortable.
Yeah, but it's weird because you feel so much better when you're done after you do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You a lay on the couch or sit on the couch guy?
Yes.
I'm a sit in a gigantic monster recliner that I could actually lay on.
You got to be careful.
And it won't fall over.
Be careful with them.
The wall, I got a
It's
wall
anchored
behind
on the
me.
Never
front,
know.
so it's
I got a wall
I
behind
got a
you.
wall behind me, but
That's no fun.
It'll stretch out flat.
Yeah.
And it's like this big and this cushiony. Yeah.
On the walking thing, that's as we've kind of done, looking how to stay healthier and alive and like have a decent quality of life longer. I've been kind of taken back by the amount of research out there on like what they call zone 2 cardio and just how beneficial that is. Like just like you were talking about, if you just go for a walk, you don't have to breathe hard. You should be able to carry on a conversation like that. If 80% of your cardio training is that, like you're
winning.
Like you're winning. Your cardiac health. Just
But if you
goes
do it
through the roof.
after like the 10-minute walks after a meal, holy shit. They just had a lady on that was talking about that on Huberman. It's like Stan talked about that
Stan
years
was big
ago.
on that. Yeah.
Stan's talked about it for a long time, and it's great to see
Yeah.
some of these other people.
He talked about
coming up.
that. He talked about sleep. He talked about salt way before all these other
Right.
people.
Yep.
Well, it's that 10,000 step number everyone is trying to shoot at now.
I never counted any of that kind
What's
of
that
gotta
10,000
watch.
steps?
Your
You know
watch
what?
will do it. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
know how I feel. I can look in the mirror. I got a scale. I know how I perform in the gym. I don't need to be that exact.
Wasn't the 10,000 steps? Didn't somebody just make that number up?
Well, it was a meta-analysis, and it's actually 7,500 steps, but I think everyone just kind of went to 10,000.
What if you're
10,000
really
is
short?
Cooler.
Still got
The
steps.
5,000 steps?
Nope.
It'd be
You're
20,000.
you're still taking steps. You're just not going as far.
Yeah, because every time I walk fast, Amber's like, "Yeah, slow down. One of yours is two of mine."
But they on that meta-analysis, they've come because they were tracking steps. It's like if you're a smoker who walks 16,000 steps, you're actually healthier than a non-smoker who walks 4. It's like it has more like affects all-cause mortality more than smoking does.
Oh, wow. Offsets it a little bit?
Well, it just affects it. So like they know what's going to happen when you smoke, right? But if you sit, they've really never studied it. They found that actually sitting is more dangerous for you than smoking. Your all-cause mortality goes up.
So right now we're basically killing.
Yeah,
We're killing ourselves.
Yep.
All right, well, it'll be
Yeah.
fun.
I think
why
the alcohol helps though. It's
I
probably
just twist
offsetting.
my chair.
Yeah.
As long as you twist your chair, that's like zone 2 cardio. and we're
good
fine.
point.
I think
mean,
the alcohol thins your blood, so your heart doesn't work as hard.
If you want some steps, you can just do this.
Yeah, just
Matt's steps go to 12,000 if his watch is on his right hand.
12,000 steps.
yep.
Only if his watch is on his right hand.
one.
When I get ready in the morning.
Yeah. Puts his watch on his left hand, not so many
And we're just
steps.
kidding. We meant 1,200 steps. It doesn't take that long.
What do you think the best era of powerlifting was?
The one that you're competing in.
I mean, because you got to see.
I like the guys before me that kind of came a little bit into my era, but my era was the best because it's my era. I loved it. I loved everything about it. Then I'm sure the guys now love their era the best too.
But I mean, when you came in, there wasn't. I mean, the gear wasn't around.
Yeah, I'm not.
When you were doing it, there was only raw. Really, you know what I mean? There was,
Almost. It was old single ply gear,
Yeah,
and now some of even the knee sleeves.
those Inzer knee sleeves are pretty crazy.
Yeah, and I saw some kids at the gym with some new A7 ones that were like, holy crap! He couldn't even get down in the squat. He had to get more and more weight.
From
So yeah,
knee
even they
sleeves?
changed.
Jeez.
Yeah, it's.
I'm not into some of the deadlift bars now. So the one deadlift bar, I'm not going to slam a certain name.
I will if you want me
But
to.
it's
I'll
just-
say it.
No, it's just too wobbly.
Right.
What you should do is you should put up a post, and I'll share it, of somebody deadlifting with that bar, and then put up the post of a Revenge of the Nerds of the guy with the javelin.
Lamar.
Lamar.
And his lip wristed
It's the
throwing
same
action.
bar. It's the same bar.
Well, I think you and I talked that first weekend. It kind of came out. Everybody had like 70-pound deadlift PRs.
Yeah.
Well, the more weight you use, the more it helps you.
Yeah, it turns into like a rack pull.
Yeah.
Yep.
But it doesn't mean they're not strong. It just means
Right.
it's
Just different. Yeah.
It just
not my
changed.
thing.
But if everyone competed on that bar, then you'd still have the same differentiation. Those guys that are the strongest are still going to be the strongest on that bar.
Maybe
versus the other
if
bar.
if it's a little bit longer and the specs are that much off, no, because I don't even think that APF lets people use that bar because the specs are a little off from compared to all the other deadlift bars.
Actually, I mean, I think the standard's the Texas one still, isn't it?
I don't know.
Probably.
I don't follow it enough.
I assume so.
I'm saying, so Tanner and I were just talking about that challenge we were looking to put out here in the gym with that giant fucking 3-inch bar.
It's a 3-inch bar, and you have to deadlift 315 double overhand.
Yeah. And just put 3 plates
Yeah,
on
but
there.
you do that every time you go to the bathroom.
I squat that. I don't have to deadlift anymore. I took down my medical handles.
It's not 3 inches wide, just 3 inches long.
But that 3-inch bar with a double overhand is dramatically hard.
Well, yeah,
Pretty
you
spicy.
should, Matt. You should go and you should get your grip going and go in some grip contests. You'd be really good.
Oh, we did. We tested it the
Shut
other
up,
day.
Brett. We're not talking about that.
Who won the other day?
Fucking my right hand is so fucking
Undecided.
strong. A guy brought in one of the little gauges.
Yeah.
He's like, "Oh, just humor me and squeeze this." So I squeeze it. It's like 140. Matt does it 132
132 or something.
Fucking.
But Brett's left hand
You
is
heard,
like
you heard the
100.
hallelujah song.
Yeah, right.
But then my
then-
left hand is just there, so I don't swim in circles.
Right, and then we go
I
out
can't
to
even swim.
that Thomas Inch dumbbell out there.
Come on, Doc, jump in. Questions.
Oh, question for you?
No, for me.
Yeah.
For just Matt?
Yeah, for just
Is it really just why? I'm curious. Like, what do you see people posting and doing online that really annoys you now, or that you just think it's not good training?
The worst is not performing the lifts according to standard. Like some of these sumo guys with these deadlifts now, with the deadlift bar, they're not even close to being locked out. Their shoulders are hanging way forward, not even fucking close. That pisses me off. Where the standard, like, how can you not see that when you judge? It's so obvious. It's horrible. I posted something the other day of some kid that did a 900, and it was like horrendous. I'm like, not even close to being locked out. That pisses me off. And I can see if a squat is high from the front. If it's high from the front, it's way higher from the
Yeah,
sides.
right.
It's like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And that's actually a disservice to powerlifting in general. You're not going to make powerlifting better. How's it going to get on TV? How are people? Regular people can say, "Isn't he supposed to go lower than that?" Stuff like that. It just
Yeah.
looks bad. That really pisses me off. And then everybody is an expert now, no matter what. And it's different if a lift isn't good and you say it's not good is different than maliciously attacking someone in a way because of the standards or their technique is off. And I see some of that, but pisses me off by some people that are the good guys in the sport that are good. That I don't like that at all. I don't think you get anywhere. That's why most of the time, if I make a comment like that, it is a private message. I won't do it. No, it's not worth it.
Right,
You're
that's
not
like-
in the
that's
comments
the
blowing
adult
Yeah,
up.
if I'm
Yeah.
going to criticize
Publicly.
someone, I'm going to say, "Hey, dude,
Yeah.
it looked like this, this, and this."
Now,
I'm
does-
not going to say it out in public usually.
Right.
I mean, do they ever? I assume they all know who you are. None of them comments back like, "Who the fuck are you?" or "Fuck you" or anything
No,
like that.
no, no, jerk.
I think the poorer form really makes me think of like a lot of the people who are they seem to be a bigger culture towards individual lifting, where people don't have like a team that they lift with, or they don't surround themselves with people who are going to critique them. Like I think of the atmosphere here, and like the shit that gets talked if you like cut it high and you're like, "Oh, that was good," and people
That's
are like,
what I want.
and people are like, "That was not even fucking close to high."
My guys were ruthless on me. They knew how I
Yeah.
should be. You know, when it came time for them to lift, they would push me on the way and say, "You can't spot. You suck at spotting. Judge us. That's what we want you for." They're honest.
Yeah, and I think that's, I don't know if that's the people who do that, if they don't have those people around them, or if they're just more concerned with like trying to put something cool up on Instagram.
That's what they
whatever,
want.
versus
Well, they think they're cool.
they're not.
You're not. If you do it wrong, you're not cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's all instant gratification. I think. Look how strong you are. Then your mom can see it and like it.
Yeah,
My mom came to one of the meets one time.
Were you even lifting?
I don't think so.
that's why she came.
Yeah.
Probably. I mean,
She
he's
didn't want to be disappointed.
he's replaced every joint in his
She
body. So
intentionally
she
didn't go, like the one jiu-jitsu tournament I didn't go to. She didn't go. She's like, "Matt, you're going to get hurt. I'm not going."
he did almost pass out.
I did almost die.
He was purple,
it was fucking bad.
but he won.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You just have to find someone slower.
You just have to be significantly stronger than the other person at white belt, and it works.
Yeah,
As long as you're like 40 pounds heavier and significantly stronger,
they ain't got a chance.
yeah, it's fine. You win.
Who was your favorite person to train with? I know you've trained with some great people over the years. I mean,
I've had a couple really good training partners. They were the best.
and is it people, not even big names, just people who are
Not even
consistent there
big
with
names.
you?
Nope.
Because
It was a trust thing. I could trust them.
there's always that, if you're the strongest guy in the room, you should find other people to train with, which I don't always
Not really.
believe that.
Not these guys. I could trust with my life, so I had so much confidence when I lifted out that I didn't have to worry about if something happens or anything like that.
Yeah, because how old were you when you could actually lift the weight out yourself? Because your first meet, you couldn't
They
Didn't
didn't have
to-
squat racks that went low enough.
Yes.
That was the squat rack's fault. It wasn't mine.
It's not your fault at all.
I think you try on a platform and you like step down.
No, they had to put the bar on my back. Yeah, I missed the first two, made the last one. Yes.
Is that the only meet that happened in?
Yeah. Yes.
And that was IPF?
No, that was like an old USPF when there was one federation back in 1980.
Yeah. I don't.
Yeah, you weren't born.
I think when you were talking
I
about
wasn't.
like,
I was
yeah, you're old.
not the oldest person in the room today, though.
That's true.
True.
You know, when
Thank you,
you're,
sir.
you're talking about like the legitimacy of the you know, meets and getting shitty judging.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked because the USAPL has a great way of vacuuming every young kid up. I mean, they get them all, that's where they're all lifting at, is the USAPL. And I asked one of the kids here, what got you in? And he goes, I just searched the most legitimate federation to lift in.
Yeah, you want really fair judging. See, look, how many people, percentage-wise, are going to make it to be able to qualify for a nationals? And then how many people have a chance to win the nationals or do really well? How many people have a chance to go to a world championships or international? It's so small that everyone is doing it to have a good time and enjoy it. So if the judging is spot on and it's run well, that's
you
where they're
gotta-
going to flock to.
Yeah, good experience.
Now you see all over the world, a lot of people have been leaving the IPF because they realize that they're not going to have that chance, and they don't want their balls busted and feet stepped on every time they try to do something in a meet. So they're going to all these other federations because it's fun and the judging is good.
Well, I think the IPF got out of hand with their your equipment you could use. You couldn't.
They changed a lot trying to keep people in the sport.
Yeah, and then as soon as the IPF and the USAPL split, the USAPL was way more open to equipment you could use.
Well, the USAPL saved so many hundreds of thousands of dollars by being out of the IPF, and the IPF lost hundreds of thousands of dollars by not having the USAPL in it.
And
the USAPL, when I was at the Arnold, my old training partner, I saw him Monday. He squatted 1,000 there at 275. Big butt, big giant legs, Jared Martin. And the media room they have that does everything is like ESPN Studios. They took me behind the curtain. Larry Maley did. Holy shit. What a job they do for that. That's where they're putting all their money, and it shows up in the contest and in the quality. If the judging standard is just going to be straight down the board, this is the way it is all the time, it's easy. You know what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when you did the Arnold, when Drew did the Arnold, and we went out there, and the XPC setup is just, you're like, it's not bad. And then you walk down the hall, and you see the USAPL one where there's fucking
like a
giant
dance
monitors
club
and
shit.
smoke
The
shows.
USAPL was actually in a regular booth at the Arnold this year, facing the wrong way. It should have been facing where there was nobody walking. It was facing the middle of the aisle with another booth on the other side. There's no room in it at all.
Really?
I mean, they did the best they could,
Right.
but
They
it
didn't
was
have
a
them out.
disservice to have them there.
They didn't
where
have them out in one of the other ballrooms like they used
No,
to?
Yeah.
no, it was in the venue.
Oh, that'd be
in
rough.
like a double booth.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was pretty small.
Even at the Olympia, they used to do that one, and it was like 4 booths or whatever, that big one they used to
Yeah.
do off to the side.
Well, that was the USPA does that.
Yeah.
They
Which,
have the rights to the Olympia one.
which I haven't heard much from them lately.
No, not that much.
When you went to the Olympia, it sucked.
It was rough.
There was like 10 people there.
Yeah.
Competing. Yeah, that was
Yeah, we had like 10 people, and most people bombed out in squat.
That was in
Florida.
Orlando?
Yeah,
it
they
was
went
Orlando.
because I think it
Oh,
was,
was
during,
it in
during
Orlando that
COVID,
year?
Yeah.
so they moved it to Orlando.
It's back in Vegas this year.
2020.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, we ruined that rental car.
That is a lot
That
of weight.
thing bottomed out a few times.
No
It was
kidding.
us 3 and Zach Henson. I remember turning into that parking lot. I think we're good.
All the way across every speed bump in town.
Took out that $9 a day insurance.
Yep.
Yeah, that was a terrible
You
meet.
guys were in the rental with me. Were we all together? Or did you get your own?
Yeah, because you picked, who got there? Me and Zach flew and you picked us up at the airport.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Because Matt was hanging out the window with his nipples hanging out.
Yep.
Because I drove that rental back to Omaha.
Oh, because
Remember,
Yeah.
we got stuck down there.
Yeah, we
So I
got,
just-
me and Zach got out and you guys got stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Aaron and I were staying down there. But yeah, you flew out.
Yeah.
Oh, because you stayed an extra day to go to the park with him, didn't
Yeah,
you?
we went to the park, and then everybody was stuck.
Because you guys had
so-
that homecoming picture together.
Yeah. It was really
It's
good.
really cute. Yeah.
That was great.
I did like the classic put my hand on your belly.
Powerlifting is the most homoerotic sport.
I think it depends on who you're driving in a car with.
I always tell people if there's going to be any kind of sexual assault, it's going to be male on male.
Yeah. In that white Camry, it was.
Yeah, it was really tight quarters in there.
Our CPAPs get in the way, though.
True. Yeah, it's bad when
we're not kissing, you
You're
know?
like sharing hotel rooms and like, oh, there's not enough tables for all the CPAP. And all night long, you hear is,
Darth Vader.
yeah.
We have like envy over who's got a better CPAP.
Oh shit, I like that. Oh,
I got
yeah,
one.
Look at that one.
I got some humidifier, and this is really
Is yours
nice.
prescription, or did you pick yours up just to do it?
Mine was prescription because when I had my last hip replacement, after it was done, my cousin, my pulmonary doctor, and the anesthesiologist came in the room, and they locked the door behind him. It was like the intervention show. And they said, your surgery went great. It took like 45 minutes longer because of your bone density. I was like, yeah. And then they said, no, the hardest part was keeping you breathing when you lay on your back. So my pulmonary doctor set it up. He had a actual bedroom in his office. No, Brett, don't go there. So with a night nurse, and she would hook you up to everything and monitor you. So then they found out how bad it was, that I needed a CPAP. Then the next time you go back in, they fit you with a mask or with a nose plug, whatever you like. And she woke me up, and I said, what'd you wake me up for? I just went to sleep. She goes, no, you just slept for 6 hours. I go, what? She goes, yeah. So
That was my experience, too.
Yeah.
It was the best night of sleep I had.
Yeah.
In a sleep
It was
lab.
amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
I just think that the prescription part's a scam.
Yeah.
I think you should just be able to buy them.
You can buy
They'll,
them.
you know,
you can just go on Craigslist and buy like a almost perfectly new one.
because I found a site and bought the one I had, and then that site wouldn't do it anymore after that. But I just think that they're auto-regulating, so who cares?
Yeah.
Right.
Now, one of the guys here has a BiPAP. That's
It's a little more serious.
Yeah.
that's real commitment there.
Yeah.
That's controls the in
You're
and
a little
the out.
more
You have
fucked up
central
then.
sleep apnea, too, right? It's
Yeah, that's the in and the out.
Because
I
it
think.
blows air in and helps you take it
Uh-huh.
out. It's like he must be really
I
compromised.
don't know if you just hook like a shop vac up to the one end of it or what. And it's probably the same shop vac that was in that bedroom in the doctor's room.
Yes. My room.
Yeah, it's a special one right next to the fleshlight. Where do you see powerlifting going? It's kind of. I feel like it's in.
No, it's going to get bigger and bigger. They're just going to have to regulate the way the meets are run and the judging a little bit higher, or else it'll eat its own self.
I feel like it's in a little bit of a down right now. I feel like it goes in some ebbs and flows.
Yeah, it could be.
I think it was kind of
agree with that.
oversaturated there for a little while, and then I think it kind of goes through its little run.
I think it'll jump up again within the next year or two.
Yeah, I think it'll come back around. I think as much as I used to like watching good multiply lifting, I just think that for it to sustain what the raw and single ply guys are doing now, they have to do something extreme with multiply to really make it. It's
Well,
cool
they got no. First of all, they actually have to squat below parallel.
well, that's why I said good multiply lifting.
Yeah.
But
And
it's,
if they can do that, then they can just say this is just crazy extreme powerlifting with all the equipment. No one will care as long as the squat depth, especially.
but you know what make you used to make it so impressive because you'd see somebody squat
Yeah.
a big number, but now it's like those guys are doing it raw.
Yeah,
So what do
raw
you got to
guys
see a
doing
13 or
1,000.
1400 pound multiply? Because now it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah, but a lot of them are the judging so bad that they do themselves a disservice. That's what killed multiply in the first place.
Yeah.
The inmates are on the asylum. It doesn't work.
Yeah, because I think single ply's hanging in there.
Yeah.
It's doing all right.
It's staying in there, but even the single ply now is a little crazy.
What do you? So
So we got guys that can bench, like, let's say they bench 600 raw. Well, they're benching 1,000 with single ply, and that's still a little outrageous.
and then you have just massive humans like Ray Williams.
Ray is a very large
Big
man.
human being.
I remember when I met him.
And Mega Gorilla,
Who's Mega Gorilla?
Jesus Oliveira.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, quite a 1050, whatever.
I just came like, at least to me, I'm not as involved in it as I was before, but like it seemed like he just kind of came out of was like, hey guys, I'm here to try to lift,
Right.
Yeah.
And they were
Dude
like,
is
oh shit.
But if you
strong.
look at him lift, everything about him says squat. But then he benches 600 and deadlifts 900.
yeah, so you're like,
I remember when I met Ray. I was at the Columbus airport with you, and so he said hi to me because he thought I was somebody because I was like standing there with you, and I was like, that's nice. You don't have to.
He's a nice guy. He's a
But
really
him and his wife were both
His wife's super.
super nice.
Yeah.
but he is a large human.
Very.
Yeah, you see his back, and you're just like, oh, he's a big dude. Oh, Jesus.
Giant people lift giant things. I judged the Shaw Classic last year, and I'll do it again this year. Holy crap.
There's big humans.
Yeah, I'm like, in Lilliput. Like the fucking little guy here and all these other guys are like, I'm looking up at everyone. Yeah. Stoltman, Singleton, Bryan are freaking enormous.
Stoltman is huge.
He's a large dude.
Man, he won for the third time.
Mm-hmm.
When's the Shaw Classic again?
The end of August in Lakeland, Colorado.
Isn't there two Stoltmans, like brothers?
Yeah, Tom and Luke.
Yeah.
Luke is really, really personable. Yeah.
Are they both too strongman?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Luke is the one that got Tom into it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice. Because Shaw's done now, right? Because his meet was his last.
Yes.
But then somebody was talking that Eddie Hall's trying to make a comeback.
I can't see it happening.
He actually does pretty.
Eddie is unbelievably strong at static events. Yeah. Like freaky.
He's entertaining on TV shows.
I think it would damage his health trying to come back to do all that.
Well, didn't he die during that deadlift?
He could have died at least once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he did great on some of the TV shows I've seen him. He's pretty entertaining.
He's great at speaking. And he's a very entertaining guy just to talk to him.
Mm-hmm. But Tom Stoltman and then Hooper.
Yeah.
Yeah, those guys are in another level right now.
Mitchell is like 325 to 330.
Right. Like he looks
body weight.
Small for a strong man.
But he is so athletic and so unassumingly strong that it's like crazy.
Yeah. He seems to be like really honed in, kind of how at least I perceive Shaw to be like very technical at approaching the events. Hooper seems to take that technicality to
a higher extreme.
Yeah, just being like, what is the absolute most efficient way I can move during this event?
Yep.
From like
he has more of a very a better laid out plan than a lot of people. I believe he has his master's in physical therapy. He's a physical therapist.
I believe you're right.
Canada.
Yeah.
Eh? When it comes to the stones, though, there's no one better than Stoltman. It's always the last event. He is so it is unbelievably fast, and it doesn't matter. Like him and Shaw was 2 or 3 years ago. We're going head to head, and Shaw was going fast, and Stoltman lapped him just about. Mm-hmm. Like it is the guy's.
Yeah, that's what even like the Hooper had like his final day talking. He's talking about going into it and his positioning. And he's like, well, we're going into stones, so Stoltman's going to win unless he does something wrong. I have to be perfect to capitalize on that, but if he doesn't make a mistake, then he wins.
What happened to all the Icelandics? Did they quit breeding for size over there, or what? I haven't heard of Magnuson or Samuelson for like ever. I mean, Thor. Thor was the last one out of Iceland, wasn't it?
Thor came back at the Arnold, but he took. I don't know if he took second or third.
Yeah, I think it was
because his pressing was way off after he tore his pec. I think he tore the pec.
Super. Yeah, I mean that used to be like back in the day. That's who you always heard was all the Magnus for Magnuson, Magnus Samuelson.
But I mean, Thor is committed to be at the Shaw Classic this year. Him and Hooper, and Stoltman. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, Stoltman's got 3. I think he might be the guy who can get 5.
Stoltman made a mistake last year on the log press, the multiple log press escalating at the Shaw Classic. That's what hurt him.
That was Stoltman?
Yeah, but his deadlift, like the 1100 truck tire deadlift, was playing around. Lift this? Okay.
Did you see what they do, axle bar clean and press at the Strongman this year? The World's Strongest Man? Oh, man. Stoltman he did really, really well. Like 460 or something.
Yeah, and I believe Hooper just missed 460.
I think they actually may have both got it.
No, I think Hooper
Did Hooper miss it? Yeah. They're just, I mean, those two are just, they're above everyone else right now.
Big people do big things.
Wow, yeah.
Well, and Stoltman's autistic.
Yeah.
That's actually why his brother got him into it. He got him into it to try and, I think, to try and give him something to do. You know, because he was just kind of a lazy kid, but
work.
Man,
fucking work.
Yeah. Well, and his brother cracks me up because his brother works hard. His brother's had to work harder, I think.
Yes, he does. Mm-hmm.
But
he's not as tall, but he's very thick.
Yeah.
But he's extremely personable. He's a really good guy.
Well, and he loves his brother too.
Yeah.
Like you can see, even though his brother beats him, he wins.
Expects it.
Well, he wins.
Yeah.
He wins just watching them. Like you can just tell.
But he made the finals again. That's a huge thing.
I don't know if it's on Netflix or maybe it's on YouTube, but there's like a documentary of those two. It's like a couple hours long. Something with giants, and they are just fucking hilarious together. Just doing dumb shit, having fun.
He is just a good big brother. Like you can tell, like he just like he takes pride in watching his little brother like accomplish these things. So I think it's cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
That's what I would watch. Like when they did was it Strongest in the World or whatever with Eddie Hall. And, or even Eddie did that one, Eddie Eats America. Have you seen that one? Mm-hmm. He fails like every eating challenge, but he tries all these eating challenges. But he's great on TV.
Brian can eat.
Well, yeah.
Actually, Nick Best can eat a lot too.
Nick Best gets so emotional like every episode. He's like crying every episode.
This might be his last.
So at the end of June, Nick will be back in Norway for the big Fay4 Strength Week that I do. I go up there and talk, and Nick talks too now.
Oh, nice.
And Nick. When it means something to Nick, he just cries right away. But everybody feels it.
Nick was actually my judge at U.S. Strongman Nationals one year. Really? And he was, I mean, like mid-lift. Like I'm getting ready to start something. He goes, "Why are you doing it that way?" I'm like, "It's the way I did it." He's like, "Why don't you try it this way?" And so I did it his way. I was like, "Okay, well, that was way better."
Yeah, he knows his shit with strongman.
Yeah, he's been around, seen some things.
Yeah. Well, he was one of those judges that like coaches. You know, as you go along. Yeah, like he's...
Because you hear his voice and you know you could trust him right away.
Yeah.
And if he says, "Yeah, that's right," now you feel you can make it no matter what.
Yeah.
Because didn't he did something before Strongman, didn't he? Didn't he powerlift or didn't he compete in something else too?
We're all powerlifted.
I thought for some reason
Nick was a powerlifter. He was an ADFPA powerlifter back in the old days.
I was going to say, I thought I remember seeing his name
on
242.
I met him back when he was a 242.
He is not 242 anymore.
No.
But he's still thick. I mean,
he's very big still.
He can do,
you know, you talk about meeting all those guys. Who is the person that you've met that's like really like starstruck you? I mean, you've got to meet a lot of cool people inside of powerlifting, outside of even outside of strength sports. I mean, I know you met Ric Flair. He knew your numbers. You know, the Nature Boy.
Oh, that'd be cool.
He had a 1670 total back in 1972. He did.
Didn't he see him at a bar and he rattled off his numbers to you?
After the matches, we were at some hotel bar, and he walked by. He goes, "Eddie, 1670 total, 1972." Woo! And then he walked by, and then I went by him. And at the time, my best total was 2370, so I did that the same thing to him with 2370.
That's a real wiener shrinker.
Most of all those wrestlers were all super nice to me. Mm-hmm. They're all super nice.
Oh yeah, who do you think's the?
I don't know if I ever got real starstruck. Probably the first time I met Arnold. I was in Santa Monica, Venice. I was there for some weeder stuff, and I went by Arnold's restaurant, and there was a guy there that does the security, who used to be at Quad's gym in the old days. He was living out there. So he'd bring me over to Arnold's table. Arnold was with a couple guys having breakfast, and he asked me what were my best lifts. And I said, "Well, like what lift?" He says, "Well, what was your best squat?" And he was eating strawberries at the time, and I said, 970. And he went, he spit them out. He was like, "What?" I go, "Yeah, 970. Then he kind of gave me some hints on, you know, stuff like maybe stuff they could shoot with me. Mm-hmm. And a few months later, I'm at the Arnold Classic, and Arnold walks by with a monstrous entourage like he always has. And all of a sudden, I'm at a booth with my back turned to it and him, and I get a tap on my shoulder. It's Arnold, and he looks at me and goes, "Eddie, I think you got taller." And he laughed and walked away. It was the best burn ever. Yeah.
What year was that?
I don't really get that. Pardon?
What year was that?
Oh, I don't know. A long, long time ago. I don't even care anymore.
That's awesome.
But I don't really get starstruck. If someone has really like a huge level of success and really nice, then I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, Arnold still rolls with that same giant entourage.
Oh, he got the same old crew with him all the time.
Man, I remember being at the Arnold and we were walking through and they like shut everything down for like even probably 5 minutes before he gets coming through. They don't let anybody move. And I was with Justin Grolfs and he got real sweaty because, you know, he gets nervous. Mm-hmm. He got real sweaty and he's like, "How long do we have to stand here?" And I was like, "I don't fucking even know what's going on right now."
Actually, I think Brian said that, you know, Brian went to one of Jordan Peterson's talk with his wife out in Colorado, and they had a long talk with him afterwards. And Brian said, "Hey, guess who might show up at the Shaw Classic?"
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be super cool.
Because where's he live at now, Jordan? Because he's not in Canada anymore, is he?
I don't
Didn't he
know.
leave?
I don't
know.
I don't think he really left. I know they were trying to fuck with him over his, license.
Get
or
his
whatever.
license, yeah, revoked.
Yeah. And this is the second year for the Shaw, isn't it? That was his,
No.
That was the third?
It'll be the third.
Oh. He's
But
got
he
a good
wanted me
thing
back
going.
as a judge. Like when it comes time to like the deadlift stuff, or like they had that cool bench press setup, the standing
was really
bench press
cool,
with
yeah,
the
yeah.
loading kegs. Mark Filippi and I were the head judges. We said what was good or bad.
Mark Phillip, he came in here and trained one day.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. He has
Mark's a-
massive hands.
Mark is one of the only guys I would trust with my training.
He's got, what are his hands like yours? He's got massive hands
He's
too.
got big, strong hands too. One time he beat me in a pinch grip contest, and I can even show you the text that he texted me like 2 nights ago. He said, "Yeah, when we do this, maybe we can relive our pinch grip contest that I won." But Mark now, he just got back from Azerbaijan because he does all the strength and conditioning for their Olympic wrestlers out there. In the last Olympics, they won a whole bunch of medals. So he's got to go back there again, and he might have to go to Paris. But I would trust him with anything. He's very, very serious about anything he does.
Yeah, he was in here helping some people, and they were with him. He was with them coming through town and helped him train. And
Yeah, Mark's a good guy.
Yeah, and he's not a small guy still.
No, he's got a big, big, strong back.
Yeah. But you guys got anything else for Ed while we got him here?
Was there any number that you didn't get that you wanted?
No, the only reason I went up to 242 was to be able to squat 1,000. I don't know if I really got stronger or if it was just the added weight, but I was the strongest at 220. And that's why, I doubled 900 on a stiff bar in the gym really easy. No straps, of course. And I thought I could have done more in that contest. I tried for 920, which actual weight would have been like 924 because the weights were heavy when they weighed them afterwards. But no, not really. Not really. I just gave it all I could and went as far as I could. And when I couldn't go anymore, then it's time to give it up.
No, when you had talked about that, how did you know? Like, did you do another training cycle and just were you signed up for a meet?
The
and you
numbers weren't hitting the same as they used to.
Okay, I was gonna say you weren't signed up for a meet, and then you were just like,
No, I
it's gonna
just
be
knew
shit.
it. I just knew it.
Yeah.
Now, what was your best full just raw squat in competition, or even in the gym? I guess because
The gym would be. This is even before knee sleeve, so it was bare knees, walked out, 865 buried.
and that was your best just raw.
Pretty easy. That's the most I ever tried. Like I said, I doubled 900 in the gym. I pulled 875 with no belt.
And then you bench raw all the time, right? You didn't use a
Yeah,
shirt,
I
did you?
benched. My best bench raw really was with my feet up on the bench. I paused 450 pretty good.
And then competition wise, you did 5 something, didn't you? 5,
What's your problem?
I did 545 at 220 with 2-hour weigh-ins.
And that was
it
with
was drug tested too. That's why I did with the 901 deadlift. We were drug tested. No deadlift bar, no squat bar, 2-hour weigh-ins.
and that was with a shitty bench shirt when you did the bench, right?
No, that was raw.
Oh, that was raw in the
That
meet.
was 545 raw in that meet.
Nice.
Yeah, but see, you got long arms. You shouldn't be able to bench that much. Why?
Right. Well,
Yeah, but why?
Yeah.
Because someone else says something or someone puts a limitation on you. That's bullshit. Just get better a whole bunch of times. That's all I did.
Yeah, I think people find some excuse.
Yeah, whatever
Like-
you're weak at, get stronger.
Like I'm really tall, so I can't squat that much. What's that matter?
We all love to be in the gym. So how hard is it to make up a plan to get stronger? It's easy. How hard is it to be honest with yourself to make up a good plan? That's even harder. So then you have to take a step back and you have to get in shape to get in shape. That's the hardest part. But like when I would do my off season would be high bar close stand squat because that's what I was weak at. Well, as soon as I put the bar on my back low and started getting ready for a meet, my squat would feel so damn easy and so flying up that I knew how much stronger I was right away. I would do deficit stiff legs with no belt, and you pause each rep on the floor for 10 weeks without even touching a regular deadlift. Go into the high 6s on those. Yeah, it's just get fucking strong.
Is there anything that you would, if you go back, you would change in your off?
I think I might have been able to peak a little better.
Okay.
I would have gone to someone like Mike Trashear or something, who's a brainiac with numbers, and he would have been able to help me figure it out. But that's about it. But I love training so much in the gym to be bigger and stronger than I was that the meet didn't mean as much per se.
Yeah. Like you just enjoyed the training. Like even if
I
you
love the
even if you
training.
were competing, you would still do all the
Oh,
training.
I mean,
That was the
it
goal.
saved me from being in Dr. Drew's office. You know, it probably saves us all.
Saves us all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, and I mean, you're still training now. You can
Yes.
find any reason not to train. You can be like, you know, I'm
No,
retired.
I'd
I'm
have to
beat
live
up.
with myself.
Yeah.
Oh, I couldn't do that. No.
Now, if I'm what's your beginner advice? I'm a 14, 15-year-old kid. I want to start doing.
Take your
powerlifting.
time and get your technique down first.
Now,
Then
are you?
lay down a big power bodybuilding base?
I was gonna say, I've always told people like I think all of us did that. We all of us did like bodybuilding first because that's all we really knew.
But incorporate the power lifts and then you're fine.
Yeah.
That's what I did my whole training cycle. I never missed. It's just how you pick your numbers. You see everyone that has all these records train a different way. How are they setting records? Because it all fucking works if you put enough effort in and you don't get greedy and you pick your numbers right.
Now, if someone was asking like who they could go watch and who's your guy right now as far as like somebody, hey, go watch this guy on YouTube on technique or go check out this guy's Instagram. Do you have someone you would?
Technique wise, I like the USAPL guy Atwood.
Oh, Taylor Atwood.
Yeah, he's really, really good.
Now, is he a real close stance? Some of those APL kids are real close stance.
No, he's not.
Okay.
No. And then you look at people that like their technique is not standard great technique. Look at John Hack. His knees go out forward when he squats.
His deadlift scare me to
rips
death.
rips the deadlift. That's his strengths. Why would you change it? I mean, could you do something different in the off season to maybe, well, if I'm weak here to get it stronger, yeah. And he might do that because he does some strongman stuff. That might foot the bill.
Nice. So Taylor Atwood and John Hack.
Yeah, I like those guys.
Nice.
Then programming, whatever. Try something for 12 weeks, run it, and see what happens.
Yeah, keep it really freaking simple. Don't try to, and just, you got to be realistic. So like everyone says, reverse engineer your training cycle. Start from the back and work front, and then look at all your numbers and your reps and sets and see if it's doable. If you have a question about it, write it over again.
I think that's where people need to be realistic about the numbers.
Yeah, because usually about 75% of the way through the training cycle, they start missing or they get hurt or whatever. They lose interest. And they say this routine sucks when it's no, you suck because you fucking changed it. You didn't set it up right, or you changed it during the middle, which fucks up the end.
Yep.
Words to live by.
Yeah, just be realistic and you get there. And then you do it again, then you do it again. What if you do 5 training cycles in a year, or 4 12-week training cycles, and you make a little bit progress on each one? In the squat, in the bench, in the deadlift, in your high bar close stance or your pause squat, in your shoulder press, in your dips, in your close grips, in your inclines, in your rows, in your stiff legs. If you make progress on all those lifts, at the end of the day, you built a suit of armor that wherever you hit, there's a chunk of strength and muscle. Now, you do that time and time again for 3 years. What are you going to look like and how are you going to feel at the end of those 3 years, which goes really fast? Way, way better. Now you have a base.
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a base.
And you're still you like the 2 competitions a year.
Yeah. I needed to have enough time in between to do off-season stuff to get stronger. Or else all you're doing is just peaking. You don't get stronger like that.
Yeah, and I think the big thing a lot of lifters is the lack of accessories. They just want to do the main
Hard
ones.
accessories, not pretty boy accessories. Heavy duty, real compound accessories. And I treated those like a regular lift. Like if I had a bench cycle and I had to go from 10s all the way down to 2s at the end of the cycle, I did my close grips the same way and my inclines the same way. My shoulder presses the same way. Follow the same rep scheme.
Now your other accessories like your rows or lat pull down.
Followed the same thing. Not with lat pull downs, but with heavy rows I did.
And then did you do things like some of the pretty stuff, but just for blood, like side lateral, front lateral, rear
Yeah,
delt?
but that's just for balance and to dot your I's and cross your T's. So if there's an imbalance, like if you don't train your back delts, what happens? You get rotator cuff syndrome and all bicep tendonitis and all kinds of shit. So you do have to be strong everywhere, resilient.
Words to live by, everyone.
Word.
You got anything else?
What else? Tell me something about the contest tomorrow.
Which part?
We're gonna have like 30-something lifters.
Yep.
They all get a goodie bag. What's in a goodie bag?
The goodie bag, they're cleaning up. We got Coca-Cola and Rain. They always help us out. So we got Rain ice shakers, like those metal shakers, the Gronk ones.
Nice.
They get one of those. They get a body armor. They're liquid IV, basically. They're salty drinks. Some ammonia from Obsidian Ammonia. We got Tanner gave them some their Red Wave pre-workout.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
We got Denise's chocolates. She gave the old chocolate covered pretzels again this year.
Oh, nice. Those are good.
So fucking good. We got our normal. We do like a poker chip or a challenge coin every year, and then they get their T-shirts this year for the 5-year. So they're coming out pretty solid on this deal.
I would think so.
Yeah.
For a $100 entry. It's pretty sweet. And then we got for the winners, obviously we got prize money. We got the belts.
Belts are really cool.
We got belts again this year.
Super cool.
We got red ones this year to go with the shirts. So it's a good time. It's a good time to see everybody get excited. Everybody hangs out afterwards. And you know what is? I always hated everybody always getting Ivanko medals. You know, they're really cool when everybody got their first ones. It's an Ivanko weight plate. But then you just have like 20 of these Ivanko ones, and if you don't remember what meet it's from, yeah. So I started doing the challenge coin, so everybody gets one. Then it's not like a participation trophy.
Yeah.
Everybody gets like a keepsake, and then everyone knows that like only the people getting money are getting awards.
An honorable mention.
Yeah. Only the money people are getting awards, but everybody still hangs out, gets pictures, and has a good time with it.
And I found out when I talked to you that he was keeping it quiet from me. Lance, from Lance's gym where I train, he signed up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw him Tuesday. I walked in the gym. I go, "So, Mr. Secrets?" And he's like, "What?" And I go, "I heard that you are going into my meet." He goes, "What?" He goes, "Who busted me out?"
And I felt bad when I told you because I was like, oh, I assumed Lance talked to you.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, they'll probably just come on the same flight, you know, whatever.
No, he drove up.
Yeah.
His lifts are perfect though. Lance is old school, everything perfect, and he's just kind of coming back. So he should have a good day and have fun.
Nice.
Yeah. It's going to be a good time. Lifting starts at 9, obviously.
What size shirt did he ask for?
A 3.
Good, because he usually says, "Oh, I'm a 2." It's like, "Oh no, you're not."
A 2 won't even go over his head.
No, it won't. It'll be a tube top.
So, but it'll be a good time. You know, we got old Denim Dennis on the platform. He keeps everybody amped up.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
He always has a good one-liner in there.
And we have food.
We have food.
People
We got
cooking fresh.
hamburgers, hot dogs.
Yes.
We got, the greatest super heavyweight of all time, Banika.
Yes.
She'll be on the mic.
She's always perfect.
There's the one thing I like the best about her on the table is that she's watched so many lifts and competed. She can help anybody pick their numbers.
Oh yeah, she's really good.
I always
Because when I was helping out Zach a lot, she would message me, said, "Eddie," and leave me a voice message. "Eddie, I told Zach this and blah blah blah." And I would say, "Yes, that's right on." She'd be like, "Okay, now I can tell him for sure that Eddie said this is okay because I'm right."
Yeah, she just needs to.
She's like the greatest woman powerlifter ever, pretty much, with all the raw and equipped world records and world championships.
Yeah, she knows everything. She just needs to deliver it with confidence.
Yes. Yeah.
Because she knows.
Oh yeah, she does.
But even we're talking about training. She's even changed hers up. She's dialed it back. I'm sure she's talked to you about it.
Yeah, I was helping her with the deadlift today.
She's doing like 3 days a week now and just having fun with it. And
Well, I think her trainer usually is the guy from Norway.
that Chell or whatever his name
Yeah,
is. Yeah.
Kjell Backlund.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a great lifter. Kjell.
Kale.
No. Like a J and a Y together.
Like KY?
Like HY, say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like you're going to say hell, but with yell with
I
it.
feel like this is like one of those Ricola commercials.
Yep.
Pretty much. You got to if you sing it, it fits right in.
Way better. Yeah, no, it's gonna be a good comp. And if you haven't ever signed up for one, you're missing out.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'm head judge.
Yeah.
I'm a very nice prick.
I just judge everybody, but I'm not even part of the judging crew.
Yeah.
But you
different
are
judging crew.
judgmental.
Yeah, no, I judge everybody.
He's super judgy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, other than that, I think we kind of covered everything.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Sweet.
yeah. Tanner, you got anything?
I'm good.
All that head, and that's all you got.
All that head.
All that head, and you talked about strongman.
Weird.
This guy talks to people all day, and he had one
I
question.
got nothing. Yeah.
Because he talks.
Yeah, but he set it up, and he's still mulling over the answer
Still thinking.
where he's formulating it. He'll write a paper for us later on it.
Yeah.
It makes me
describe
think
how
of
fucked up we really were.
It's like Anchorman. Even the retarded guy had a question. But we appreciate you guys listening. Please like, subscribe, share,
Yeah, thanks, everyone.
follow. And the goal is to be a little less shitty every day.
If you're close to Omaha Barbell tomorrow, come by.
Check it out.
It's fun.
Yep.
Yes. All right. We'll see you guys next time. Thanks.
Bye bye.